Sales analytics, platforms to track B2B success. Why sales analytics wins in modern B2B. In B2B sales, opinions are loud, but numbers win. And the teams that can see what's happening inside their pipeline outperform the teams that rely on gut feel. Most revenue leaders can name the can't-miss deals and the killer reps, yet quarter after quarter, those sure things slip. Activity spikes in the final weeks, and teams discover too late that pipeline quality was the real problem. Sales analytics platforms exist to close that gap by turning your daily execution into measurable signals you can manage. At SalesHive, we've built our outbound engine around the same principle. If you can't measure connect rates, positive replies, meetings set, meetings held, and pipeline by persona and channel, you're not running a repeatable system. Whether you're running an in-house SDR team, an outsourced sales team, or a blended model, analytics is how you move from busy to predictable. What a B2B sales analytics platform actually does. In a B2B context, a sales analytics platform is any system that turns raw activity and revenue data into decisions your team can act on. That includes CRM reporting, sales engagement analytics, revenue intelligence from calls and emails, and forecasting tools that model risk and pipeline coverage across segments. The business case is no longer theoretical. B2B companies that effectively use commercial analytics are 1.5 times more likely to achieve above-average growth, which is why analytics has shifted from a nice-to-have into a core growth lever for sales and RevOps teams. On the macro side, organizations are investing heavily in analytics infrastructure. The data and analytics software market grew 13.9% in 2024 to roughly $175 billion. In practice, that investment is showing up in tools that don't just report what happened, but also help teams understand why it happened and what to do next. Start with decisions, then define your KPI hierarchy. Before you evaluate platforms, write down the recurring decisions your team struggles with. Which accounts to prioritize, who to call today, which deals are at risk, and what healthy pipeline actually means in your segments. Working backward from decisions prevents a common mistake: buying a feature-bloated tool that looks impressive but never changes rep behavior. Most teams already have the baseline systems in place. CRM adoption is effectively universal. 91% of companies with 10+ employees use a CRM, and 94% report a productivity boost. Yet 79% of sales organizations still miss forecasts by more than 10%. That gap usually isn't a tooling gap. It's a what we measure, how often we inspect it, and what we do about it gap. A practical hierarchy starts with 5 to 10 revenue KPIs that connect execution to outcomes, then makes them visible where work happens, inside the CRM, engagement platform, and weekly team reviews. When metrics only live in quarterly board decks, they're too late to influence the week that matters. Build a lean analytics stack and avoid dashboard sprawl. A mistake we see often is stacking tools before the foundation is stable. If your CRM stages are inconsistent or account ownership is unclear, adding a new analytics layer will just give you prettier, bad data. The right order is simple. Get clean CRM data first, then add platforms that influence behavior, engagement, revenue intelligence, forecasting. Then use BI for cross-system strategy. For most B2B teams, a lean stack looks like CRM plus forecasting revenue intelligence plus outbound analytics. If you're running a cold calling agency motion, a sales development agency program, or internal SDRs, the outbound layer needs to answer daily questions like which sequence is producing meetings and which personas are replying positively, not just how many emails did we send. When you keep the stack focused, adoption goes up because reps aren't forced to hop across 5 dashboards to find one answer. That's also where sales outsourcing and outsourced sales team models can work well. The best partners plug into your CRM and reporting so leadership sees performance apples to apples across in-house and outsourced execution. If analytics doesn't change what reps do this week, it's not analytics, it's reporting. Make analytics a weekly operating rhythm, especially forecasting. Most teams treat forecasting like a monthly spreadsheet ritual, which is exactly why leadership gets surprised at quarter end. High-performing teams treat forecast accuracy as a weekly team discipline, short reviews by owner and segment, coaching off historical accuracy, and consistent inspection of stage slippage and next step quality. AI is accelerating this shift from static roll-ups to guided action. Teams using AI-driven forecasting are seeing 20 to 25% better forecast accuracy, and CRM adoption is increasingly AI-enabled. 65% of businesses report using CRM with generative AI or AI features, and those companies are 83% more likely to exceed quotas. The practical takeaway is straightforward. Analytics should surface risk early enough that managers can coach the deal back on track. To keep this lightweight, align on a small set of red flag definitions your analytics stack can reliably detect. No meeting in X days, no next step, single-threaded stakeholders, major stage regression. The win is not a perfect prediction. It's fewer late surprises and a team that uses the same language to inspect pipeline health every week. Instrument the SDR funnel like a product funnel. Outbound works best when you treat it like a measurable funnel rather than a volume contest. For SDRs, the path is verified contacts, to touches, to replies, to meetings set, to meetings held, to pipeline created. And the job of analytics is to show conversion rates by persona, channel, and message variant so you can run real experiments instead of debating opinions. This matters because productivity leaks are real. Reps spend roughly 64 to 70% of their time on non-selling work. The right analytics exposes exactly where time is being burned: bad list quality, low connect rates, poor handoff, or sequences that generate replies but not meetings, so you can justify automation, process changes, or sales outsourcing with clear numbers. When buyers ask about a pay-per-meeting lead generation model or the best cold calling services, what they're really asking is whether you can prove performance with clean measurement. As a B2B sales agency, we focus on the metrics that move revenue, not vanity volume. And we use the same approach whether the motion is cold email agency execution, B2B cold calling, or a blended outbound sales agency playbook. Fix data quality and adoption before you buy more tools. Bad data is the silent killer of sales analytics because it makes every dashboard untrustworthy. One of the most common mistakes is skipping the unsexy work, standardizing lifecycle stages and required fields, defining a single source of truth for account ownership, and setting up enrichment and dedupe rules that keep the CRM clean over time. Data quality isn't just a reporting annoyance, it's expensive. Poor data quality costs the average organization about $12.9 million per year, and in sales, that cost shows up as wasted dials, duplicated outreach, misrouted leads, and false confidence in pipeline. If you're investing in B2B list building services or list building services to feed outbound, the fastest ROI often comes from ensuring those records are consistent and reportable. Adoption is the other half of the equation. If reps don't log next steps, update close dates, or keep stages accurate, your forecasting platform can't save you. So tie clean inputs to coaching and weekly inspection, not compliance theater. Whether you hire SDRs internally or work with an SDR agency, the expectation should be the same. Activity and outcomes must land in your CRM so leadership can see performance without a black box. Use AI and conversation intelligence to coach and win more. AI-driven sales analytics is no longer experimental because it connects directly to behavior change. Conversation and revenue intelligence platforms analyze what's actually said on calls and in meetings, then surface patterns that help teams coach faster. Objection handling, competitor mentions, talk-to-listen ratios, and whether next steps are being secured. The impact can be material. Gong reported that teams using its AI smart trackers saw 35% higher win rates across more than 1 million analyzed opportunities, which is a strong example of analytics moving beyond reporting into guidance. The practical way to use this is to standardize what good looks like in your calls, then reinforce it with consistent coaching tied to real snippets and outcomes. For next steps, we recommend a 90-day pilot mindset. Pick a segment, define baseline conversion rates, and commit to a weekly operating cadence, forecast review, SDR funnel review, and deal risk review. If you're evaluating cold calling companies, cold call services, or telemarketing and telesales support, insist that the partner integrates into your analytics stack so you can attribute meetings and pipeline cleanly. Because predictable growth comes from measured iteration, not more activity.